Most people remember the Nintendo Wii for gimmicky sword fighting mechanics, or bowling games, or your uncle throwing his shoulder out, knocking out Bill on Wii Sports Boxing. Sorry, Bill.
Bill, sorry.
Then shoving the console in a cupboard next to the Guitar Hero plastic. But in 2009, Silent Hill Shattered Memories released and completely changed the rules. And in the process, became the progenitor of VR as we know it today. Or so I would argue. And honestly, because of that, it might just be the most influential video game of all time. Now, I know what you're thinking. Really? A Silent Hill spin-off on the Wii? But hear me out, because this game quietly did things no one else was even attempting at the time. And the ripple effects of those decisions can still be felt today in VR headsets, in their handset designs, in horror design, and even the way your PS5 controller works. Now, I remember when the Wii came out, I was in secondary school, and the thing was everywhere. It was in every living room, it was in every dorm, like I believe my high school even had one, every grandma's house. And while everyone was bowling or playing with the plastic tennis racket, or knocking pots apart as Link in Legend of Zelda, Silent Hill Shattered Memories actually understood what the Wiimote's motion controls were capable of. It wasn't just shake the stick to swing the thing. It built the entire atmosphere, the immersion, the world around that controller. You weren't just holding a Wiimote. You were holding Harry Mason's flashlight. The way you pointed the remote was the way the beam cut through the dark. The crackle of static from radios coming right out of the little speaker in your hand, as if like it was actually in your vicinity. That tiny detail, the tactile precision from the developers, did more for immersion than any cutscene could. And here's the thing. When people talk about immersion in video games today, they're usually talking about virtual reality. But Shattered Memories was already there, and a decade early for that matter. Think about how modern VR horror works. Resident Evil in VR. Terrifying, right? You're physically turning your head, holding up a flashlight. Every sound makes you flinch because it feels close. Take Phasmophobia, the ghost hunting cult hit. You're speaking into a mic, your actual voice becomes the mechanic. Your flashlight flickers when the ghost hunts. But now rewind that. In 2009, when virtual reality was a thing only in the movies, Shattered Memories was already doing it. Flashlight aiming with your hand, sound design literally coming from the controller, psychological profiling that adjusted the game based on your choices. Like VR's promise of games that respond to you. It wasn't VR in the hardware sense, but in terms of design philosophy, it was basically the blueprint. And I would argue, it became the progenitor of VR as we know it today because of it. And it didn't stop there. Those ideas bled straight into console design. Look at the PS5 controller. A mic built into it, a speaker for diegetic sound, haptic feedback that sells the tension of pulling a trigger. You know who did that first? No points for guessing. It was Shattered Memories. No, go on, fuck off. No gold star. We don't do this easily. Clear off. Even Alien Isolation, lauded as one of the most immersive horror games. It's what I get told by everyone who I ever speak to that tells me to play it because I haven't all the way through yet. It uses your mic to detect noise and literally punish you for breathing too loud. I remember in my Horizon Zero Dawn playthrough that, if I remember correctly, there were subtle sound cues that came through the controller that just made it all the more terrifying, because if you had a headset on at the time, you're like, where's that noise coming from? These are all things that make encounters hit harder. And they're not just gimmicks, they're immersive touches. And the way the Wii Remote was used in Shattered Memories was pretty much a rough draft of that. Now, of course, we do have to address the elephant in the room, which is, of course, the story. And okay, yes, Silent Hill games are known for their lore, their psychological edge, the bite they have, their stories that stay with you. But Shattered Memories deserves special credit here, because it doesn't just tell you a story, it makes you live it. The entire framing device of the game is therapy sessions. The game literally analyzes you while you play. Do you look at sexual imagery a little too long? The game notices. Do you rush or linger in conversations? The game notices. And then it changes the world based on who you are. Characters shift, dialogue bends, even the ending reorients itself to match your psychology. It's one of those games that genuinely plays you back. And in the context of horror, in my opinion, that's as close to perfection as you can get. You're not just scared of monsters. Scared of what the game knows about you. All of this, the flashlight, the radio, the profiling, was possible because it was on the Wii and was designed with that fact in mind. That weird little white console, famous for bowling alleys, breaking televisions and grandmas, birthed one of the most forward-thinking horror games ever made. And yet, Shattered Memories has been largely forgotten. It wasn't a blockbuster, it wasn't a system seller, but it was ahead of its time in almost every conceivable way. In my opinion, VR horror owes it a debt. Modern controllers owe it a debt. Narrative design, games that profile you, adapt to you, judge you, they all owe it a debt. So yeah, when people ask me why I call Silent Hill Shattered Memories the most influential game of all time, it's not because it sold millions or redefined a franchise. It's because I believe that it was the catalyst for a gaming renaissance, the like that we have not seen in quite some time. And in a way, it showed us what gaming could become. Now, just want to take a second to say thank you all for watching. I know I haven't done this kind of thing before on the channel, but I recently had one of those like flashbacks. Oh shit, that was a thing that I did when I was younger, and it was really fun. Maybe I should think about that a bit more. Hope it came across well. I know I haven't spoken to you guys directly in quite some time. I've been dealing with a lot on my plate recently. There are a couple of videos that are still in the works. I'm just like, I've hit a bit of a creative snag, if that makes sense. And hopefully the release of my Astrial remix that I put Bernice White on, etc., the Jungle remix, finally putting out one of my own produced songs, even if it is a VIP remix of a video game soundtrack, that has done wonders for my mental health. And thank you guys and all the people who aren't subscribed, which, by the way, a lot of my videos, it's like 90% to 95% of viewers that aren't subscribed. So if you're one of these people, please quickly do drop down, hit the subscribe, like button, and give us a comment. Does really help out the channel. I know it's that cringe YouTube bollocks, but when they say it, they do really mean it, you know. And stuff's starting to really go well on the channel again, and it would be awesome to see more of you around permanently. But that being said, thank you guys for watching. The 2 Ruby-based videos are still on their way. Sorry to the people that don't give a shit about the Ruby content. Ruby's one of my favourite series. There's going to be a lot of Ruby talk coming soon with the announcer Volume 10. So, thank you very much. Once again, I've been Six Past Ken, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out!